everybody, you have fun to play next for gaming that is awesome in gaming. I made me smaller and now I'm too small. That happens. So we found a game made by the guys who made Wizardry. It's and I think it's Inago. I could be incorrect, Gothic, but I wanted to check it out. They were so incredible, but they had this rote way of doing things that got a little bit frustrating for their players. So we did go ahead and pull this. It was new stuff. Save data. Please select the save data to be loaded. I don't know. I want a new game. It's why didn't you read my mind, computer? What is that? In ancient times, the great gods and dark gods quarreled over man's control of the world. It's, they do us like that. I, being a god, of course, like I'm kind of neutral on my own shenanigans. The gods' dispute of hegemony brought disaster to the lives of humans. People starved and were unable to withstand the strife on Earth. Strife is a mean one. Like, the last thing you want to do is cause strife. That's right out. Strife causing, as many a king is thrown. Eventually, the great gods sought to steal the power of the dark gods to fate humans. That's an interesting take on what actually happened. Thereby, the contract between the humans and gods was formed. What happened is we wound up with rules in many of the religions, which became codified, and people tend not to follow them. So by default, the gods are innocent, or God. By the contract, the dark gods cannot interfere with the world of humans, and were sealed in the world of darkness. If you don't break 7 seals, you're good. These are stupid. They run around and they do their bad stuff. People worship the gods, and thanks to their prosperity, the world entered an era of peace, so it is call and response system to set up trade, which is awesome. They're really kind of following pretty close to history, which they did a little bit. They had a thing in Wizardry, so I'm not shocked. However, we have a double ellipses, the Spanish ellipses. You might as well just put that one up here. Humans grew complacent, and the dark powers reaching out in secret planted the seeds that would bring about the revival of the dark gods in the hearts of men. See, any good cleric or paladin knows that too much good will upset the balance just as surely as too much evil. Cause a cataclysm. To the east of the continent, the articles are important, was the kingdom of Ishmag. King Jaldan brought about a time of peace, but recently there's a rumor through the land. It has U in it, so we know it's an English rumor. It said that monsters have appeared in the distant caves of Sunkern. Those who escaped from the caves with their lives are either too frightened to speak or... and many have... What a twist. And many have not returned at all. To challenge these rumors, the king has called for an assembly to investigate these happenings. Goings on, if you will. Oh, cool. So we got tavern, shop, castle, training. Okay, let's check out the tavern. What's up, good looking? What you got to drink? So we gotta select the next character to call up. This one. Do I hit enter? Probably. It was like, what are the odds? Sam, class. Oh, interesting. So I was supposed to look this up beforehand, and I did not. It's frequently the case in, interesting. So I have a mixture. You're supposed to look up your races and classes and so on before you play these games. That was the thing with Wizardry, is very modular, did D&D. So the fact that it was repetitive wasn't supposed to be a turnoff. Gaming doesn't function that way. PC gaming especially. TTRPG is fine, because then I don't have to reread all of this. But you can't have that, So I can look into what he is and so on. And I'm still spending an awful lot of time doing that. I assume that these are all equipped. Sometimes they do you like that. And don't. Alright. We have the usual split money function and so on. So you're playing a group, but they're all independent. And you go and pick them up at the tavern. I have played the Wizardry, so I just automatically did. People gather in the plaza to hear a decree. Let's hear it, homie. By order of the king, an investigation into recent rumors will be taken. All volunteers may step forward to enlist. Obviously, our group is going to do so. If you aren't familiar, they did take the original Saturday morning cartoon and release it as a movie. It's got a couple of big names in it. Should be really interesting. So that is a really good way to just run through the cliff notes if you like this style of game. Anyone who can confirm these rumors shall be rewarded, that is all. So, marked the caves of Sunkern on your map, and now I'm able to go there. There's this thing called flags in gaming, and me going and getting my party just tripped that flag. So now we're going to go to a shop, look around, see what they can do. Identify unknown items was interesting because you would get these treasures and you wouldn't know what they were. So you bring them here and then somebody evaluates them and also lets you know what they do. So you can collect them, you can sell them, uncurse and repair things, glom on to items like they do around your house when your mom tells a bad story. You have your temples. The fact that we had to have a diversity meant that we had to have gods. So the old, ye old, you know, interesting. Ye old, handy dandy pantheon of gods came back into play. We still have that, especially in America, where we're so diverse, because the lowercase g's were present in European culture. So, you know, now that it's an uppercase G, it doesn't stop us from understanding things in terms of elements beyond our control, whether or not we choose to use personification, onomatopoeia, you know, just pure aesthetics. We still do that. So we're going to head to the Satan Caves. 2 days pass. That is not uncommon. These were life. You were living their life. The whole shebang. What brought me to this was the graphics. I was like, they changed up the graphics. The style is going to be similar. Hopefully they don't use anything too tropey. A group of weapon-bearing men bar the way. What will you do? Move aside and let them pass. Let's talk to them. Oi, move aside. We're leaving this place. This cave is too dangerous. No number of lives could save you. You'd be wise to go no further. Men have fled. So we found out a little bit. It's give and take in Dungeons & Dragons, and every encounter allows you information. That was what was interesting about the cursed items, etc. You defeat somebody, you get an item, you don't necessarily know what it is. You have the opportunity for information, and everything about it, you know, reinforced that. So let's see what skills I have. Sacrifice. Interesting. So some of these had like really just weird, it brought a lot to the table for storytelling. I don't think I have any good items. Yeah, I can really only attack with the whip, for instance. So we're all just going to attack. It's basically a terror bird. It looks like it's drawn straight. It probably came first, but please select a E button is attack. Okay, so we're all going to attack him. It's basically going to drop pretty fast. So I prefer this angle to the JRPG angle. That's just me. Hexagonal fighting is okay if you use something like cards. So if you're going to introduce another gaming element, that's fine because it puts you back into immersion. So we'll just all attack. And then we see if we find anything. Okay, interesting. So he had monsters. Those are apparently monsters behind him too. So the fighting part is very grindy for some people. I preferred Eye of the Beholder's interactive because you would actually click on the weapons. So it was a little bit more like when you can choose to gamble by, it used to be pulling lever, by pushing button by button, or you can run streaks depending on what type of gambler you are, and it was like that. So we have some unidentified, you know, trap. We're going to examine it. Who will cast portal? Hildy. Sam. Unlock with spell. I didn't really look through them, so what I do is hit or miss. Doesn't look like I have one. Can't unlock with spell. Who examine? Balian. Oh, okay, good. So it is a trap. We'll examine the chest. You saw, oops, okay, so she trips the rock slide, but we get the treasure chest and we find our first item that we don't know what it is. So it's very, very common. Modern day games will let you know, hey, you found a, and etc. These games did not do that. So looks like a lot of doors and so on. So just wanted to show it off real fast. I was super proud that I found it. It's from the Wizardry guys. So I figured it'd be a good romp. Link in the description below if you want to play along. Also down there is Gamer Grind. Gamer coffee shipped to your door. You can put your logo on merch. You can support the Pirate Queen. I absolutely love my logo. I got it on 5R. We saved our strength and managed to get this far, but the party balance is bad and we've had some tough fights. I knew I should have recruited party members by registering at the Tavern Guild. I said so, didn't I? Let's use our magic to leave. We'd like to say there's no helping it. Okay, so you get a little bit more storyline and so on. And that's how they advance this. Really interesting layout, really retro, but they put a new interface on it, kept some of the old nostalgic moments, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. Link in the description below, Gamer Grind. KOF5, buy this chicken coffee, $1, make me smile. We're on Patreon now. I found Patreon. So we have some of the bonus material where we just talk about our experiences with gaming, TV, movies, the whole shebang, because we've been very involved in this thing, socially, as well as, this is providing supports, but it's actually drilled as if by magic directly out of the stone walls, so. And you end up with this maze that you really pretty much need to draw a map for, which was cool. We used to bust out the graph paper because they didn't, it was revolutionary when we had the little quill with quill map. I'm sure the people back in the day recognize it from Betrayal at Krondor. Ultima Underworld and Elder Scrolls were the ones that utilized that engine that had that, you know, potential attachment. Elder Scrolls is actually still using that. They did some sort of weird upgrade with them because their modders on PlayStation 3 decided to keep it. But however it goes, all my links are down there. Drop us a comment. Hit subscribe. If you hit subscribe in the bell, it's totally free. It'll pop up a little thumbnail of what we're doing. So if you're exploring, you know, for different games that you like, if you like to talk about gaming, etc., we've been around forever. So we love you guys. We love that you're always along for. Definitely hit us up. We will see you in the next video.